Hello, for this exercise I have a watercolour pencil, I have a flat brush, I have a liner brush, and I have a brush pen, or you could just use a pen. I have my reference material, my watercolours, my water, and I'm using acrylic, Sea White's acrylic paper. Okay, to just sketch out, I do it very simply. I'm just going to do trim lines either side, and I'm going to just work my way down the image. To get angles, I can lay my pencil over and bring it across. By setting out the primary landscape lines, I can then place my building within it. I'm going to do this very, very roughly, so you just get the idea. You can spend a little bit more time doing this. Okay, that's enough to work with. I'm going to prepare my paints. I'm going to wet my paints so they're ready to use when I want to use them. So I'm going to use both the blues in my palette, the Prussian blue and the aquamarine. I'm going to use the olive green and the emerald green, and I'm going to use the, I call it blood red. I'm going to use that too, and I might use a little bit of bright red, and I'm using Naples yellow. Okay, so drawing the sky, or painting in the sky, what I do first of all is wet the paper where I want the paint to go. I don't dab out the clouds. There's a trace of paint on my brush already, but that's okay. I'm going to do this just very roughly so you get the idea. You can take more time. And check my flow. There's a bit more paint on my brush because I want it to just bleed in. I'm just going to take it where I want it to go. I can take off the excess with my brush, clean my brush. I would like a little extra colour in there. I'm actually at this point going to use the red because there's a little bit of pink in the clouds. I'm going to be very careful with it. I don't want it to overwhelm. Can pull it in gently. There's a hint down here too. Again, I don't want it to be too dominant. It can be very strong. I'm going to use a little bit of Naples yellow. And my clouds over here. I just want it to come in subtly. Again, you can take a little bit more time. Okay, I'm going to do the green landscape. It's quite dark, so I'm going to get my paint ready. And then again, I'm just going to wet where I want it to go. Ideally, you'll have all of the other section, the clouds, dry, because I don't want them to bleed. So you just work one section at a time. I'm going to use some Naples yellow in there. Clean my brush slightly. I'm going to do the same here. Do sort with the Naples yellow. A bit of blood red. I'm just lifting it slightly with my brush. Then I'm going to go in with the green. I'm working in the direction of the land, so I'm just drawing with my brush. It's quite a nice effect going on here as the paint's bleeding. Okay, I'm going to move up here and do the building. I'm going to use Naples yellow. I'm going to use the blood red to get the dark of the building, and just mix that a little bit more, maybe a little bit of blue in there. I'm going straight in with this colour. So it's still a little bit wet just there, so ideally you want it all to be dry, because I don't want it to bleed. So this was Naples yellow, blood red, and a touch of Prussian blue. And just dilute that slightly because I want it to just be a bit lighter here. And when that's dried a little bit, I can go in a bit darker on the side. So a little bit of bright colour up there. So, lesson, make sure it's all dry, one section at a time. Okay, just going to move on to the path now. I'm going to use probably similar colours to what I used for the building. I'm going to lighten it just a little bit, dilute it. Actually, just might use a bit more blue in there, but I'm going to have it dilute. And I'm going to walk myself down the path. Because I want to tell the paint where to go. So the shadow is going across. I'm just going to take my brush from the shadow towards the light. I'm going to have a little bit meeting. A little bit of shadow coming across here. And I'm just going to add darker. That's tried a little bit over here. I can add a little bit more. I might just go darker again over here. So it's good just to build up and take your time building up. Might add a good, slightly brighter green. Let's maybe use some lemon yellow with the emerald. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and come back with it with the pen.